The Nissan Navara dual cab separates itself from the crowd with coil springs at the rear, and with the Series 2 upgrades, it's supposed to be even better than the first version. It didn't take long for Nissan to update the 2017 Nissan Navara ST-X, with the Series 2 upgrades coming online not long after the vehicle's initial launch, just on 2 years to be exact. We've thought since the outset too, that the Navara is best positioned as the most effective lifestyle dual cab among the current crop of utes. Some are better off-road, some, read, all, are better with a load in the tray, and some are better value, but few make a better all-round proposition as a lifestyle choice. Let's face it, at the top of the model range, these dual cabs are all about lifestyle, aren't they? Take a look at the number of faux Raptor Ford Rangers on the road, kitted up with the best the off-road aftermarket can offer, with nary a speck of dirt on them. These dual cabs are more about the image they project than workhorse or off-road capability. The STX sits at the top of the Navara range, and as such, standard equipment levels are lengthy. Highlights include heated front seats, rear vents, leather trim, touchscreen infotainment and satellite navigation. Pricing for the Navara 4WD dual cab range starts from $39,990 for the RX, while the STX tested here starts from $51,990 before on-road costs. The cabin is otherwise excellent, the driving position good with a broad scope of visibility, the leather seats comfortable, and the heating function much appreciated during a cold winter. We'd love to see Apple CarPlay, Android Auto standard, but the Bluetooth system works well enough and the infotainment system is otherwise decent. The rear view camera is clear too, making reverse parking what is an undoubtedly chunky vehicle much easier than it otherwise would be. The Navara's cabin is nicely insulated too. Road noise is kept to a minimum, diesel chatter and engine noises are also well isolated, and there's hardly any wind noise entering at 110 km/h, either. It's part of the reason it feels more SUV than commercial, and it's a noteworthy feature for those of you in areas with plenty of courtship, or buyers who spend a lot of time on the freeway. On paper, the 2.3-liter twin-turbocharged oiler presents as an attractive prospect. With 140 kilowatts and 450 Nm, the numbers make a solid case for real-world punch, and that is very much the reality. Matched to a 7-speed auto, it's efficient too, returning 10.7 liters/100 kilometers during our week of testing against a, shall we say, optimistic ADR claim of 7.0 liters/100 kilometers. Much of our driving was around town too, which means those of you on the rural fringes should see even more efficient figures. Aside from the aforementioned steering, the Navara is excellent around town or out in the country. The engine and gearbox work beautifully together, the brakes take a repeated pounding on fast, downhill, twisty roads, and it handles that kind of drive with more alacrity than you'd ever expect. It's a dual cab you'd be more than happy to drive every day, without a doubt. While we know, and have documented, that the load-carrying issues haven't really been resolved with this midlife update, the Navara still presents itself as an excellent choice for many buyers, especially at the higher end of the model range. If we first accept that few buyers ever load their highly spec'd, not to mention expensive, dual cabs up with much more than a gym bag or the kids' mountain bikes and sports gear, the reality of what the vehicle does with 650 kilograms in the tray isn't as relevant. It might be down at the bargain end of the model range but not up here in the nosebleed seats,